Shakur Stevenson is ready to be tested. He's ready to take it to another level. And this Saturday, the title is on the line with TOPCATZ Clary. Is he up for the challenge? What's good, YouTube? This is STORMYBMAN, and I'm back with another pre-fight video breakdown. Before we get started, I'd like to say shout out to the LDBC, the Lions Den boxing community, and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Coming up this Saturday, December 12th, we have a junior lightweight fight that's going to take place between Shakur Stevenson and TOPCATZ Clary in a scheduled 10-round bout between these two young men, and I expect to see a competitive match here. TOPCATZ Clary, he who is 28-2 with 19 KOs, is 28 years old and is a southpaw. He has good hand speed and is a reasonably smart and well-trained and conditioned southpaw. He's 5'6" and has a 72.5-inch reach. In his last 6 bouts, he has one unanimous decision loss to Kid Galahad in a bout where he handled himself well, but he seemed to tire down the stretch. The rest of those 6 bouts were a couple of unanimous decisions over Irvin Gonzalez and Emmanuel Dominguez. He is ready for Shakur Stevenson. Now, Stevenson, on the other hand, who's 14-0 with 8 KOs, over his last 6 bouts, he has 2 unanimous decision wins, and the rest are KOs or TKO victories. We're seeing Shakur actually grow before our eyes as a potential future champion, possibly at super featherweight. And this young man, who is 23 years of age and is under the tutelage of mentors like Andre Ward and Terrence Bud Crawford, who have been showing him the ropes as far as being a professional behind the scenes, his ceiling seems to be very high. TOPCATZ is the type of fighter that he should be fighting with at this time. He has enough of ring experience that would bring Shakur to a point where he is to learn something in a bout against him. Both of these men being southpaws is an interesting thing because they're typically going up against orthodox fighters and typically more, let's say, fighters of, if they're not at their level, just below. With Shakur being 23 years of age and going in against a battle-tested veteran, which is what TOPCATZ is at this time, Shakur looks to gain some experience out of this fight. And you can believe, working with someone like Freddie Roach, TOPCATZ Clary will be able to present some problems to Shakur. I noticed that in his fight against Kid Galahad, that he suffered from a situation of Galahad stepping on his foot and trying to gain advantages for punching angles by doing so. What was TOPCATZ's response to this? To step on Galahad's foot and to try to gain advantages from that point going forward. It was very interesting because TOPCATZ is the type of guy, he'll give as good as he gets. Okay, and he's aggressive. He will try. He will put forth an effort. Just the type of fighter that Shakur needs at this stage of his career. Now Shakur, on the other hand, is actually growing in his strength. In his last couple of fights, his body has undergone a change. He's looking more mature physically. He's starting to fill out. And he's starting to punch them out. We're seeing a little more pop on his punches as he begins to set down on his shots. And he's looking formidable as it stands at the moment. Personally, I think that he'll be a little bit more physical and physically stronger than TOPCATZ Clary in this match, but it's okay. With the TOPCATZ being 28 years of age, he is definitely the more mature of the men, and this is the type of fight where someone like Shakur can learn from a veteran who's physically stronger, older, but still yet in his prime. And this is where he can get rounds if he doesn't happen to hit the guy on the chin and get him out of there suddenly. And he can gain the experience of what it's like to be in there with a fighter who's been mentored by Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach is a very smart and intelligent boxing trainer, and he has, of course, worked with the likes of Manny Pacquiao. So you have to understand that TOPCATZ has been around some experience in the gym, and he has had it in the fights. Will he be enough for Shakur? Who knows? At this stage, we have to see the fight first. But what I really like about this is now Shakur is fighting fighters who are going to present different types of problems. I spoke of this ad nauseum when fighters are coming up and they're developing. They need to face a variety of styles. They need to face a variety of physical challenges. And this is a new wrinkle for Shakur, facing a quality southpaw like himself, which is what he's going to see at the top of the game in the sport. You need to know how to fight another southpaw. You also need to know how to attack a veteran fighter, one who is going to fight you back, one who is not just going to lay down because you laid hands on him. And Shakur is going to find out in this fight that if he makes any mistakes, TOPCATZ Clary is the type of fighter that will try to take advantage of any mistakes that he may make. He's a game fighter. He throws good combinations. He has decent footwork. I've watched him time and again on tapes turn fighters around as he gets an angle on them and circles them and keeps them off balance. And he takes advantage of punches out of this type of sequence. Very smart and intelligent. Similar to the things that Pernell Whitaker used to do to guys, and even Azuma Nelson. So that being said, it's something that Shakur is going to have to watch out for. He's going to have to keep this wily veteran in front of him and keep him at the end of his shots. On the inside, he's going to have to look to tie him up, walk him in one distance or another, either left or right in a circular motion, and get ready to get started again. He's going to have to watch for punches on the break, and he's going to have to watch out for shots that may be coming from various angles. This is the type of fight also for a guy like Clary to come back into the fold and graces of the top of the division. Will he be a world champion? Defeating Shakur Stevenson would fast track him in that direction. But though he is the opponent in this fight, I don't think he is going to approach the fight like the opponent. He has respect for Shakur, but he also knows what a victory in a fight like this will mean for himself. Shakur has to be smart, which he is. Shakur is going to have to be patient, which we hope that he can display. But as they mix it up on this particular evening, Shakur is going to also have to be mindful of Toka's 72.5-inch reach. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage over Shakur, and Shakur is going to have to watch his distances. But this, again, is the type of fight of which a young prospect should look forward to. I expect him to be able to ace this test, but it's also a revelation about where his skill set is since his last outing. We have seen Shakur look very good and even spectacular as his development has continued, and I expect it to be more of the same in this fight. Another thing that Shakur can gain in this fight is the ability to make assessments in fights when he goes extended rounds. There's more to it than just getting a guy out of there early, but to be able to pace yourself, to make sure you can check where your conditioning is, your punch output. I expect to see the total package from Shakur in this fight. And this is also a measuring tape for what's on the horizon. When you have fighters out there like Gary Russell Jr., who may be looking for you and waiting just around the bend, you have to be ready to bring the tools in a complete toolbox to deal with a veteran champion such as Gary Russell Jr., which I don't think Shakur is ready for at this moment. But given how he graduates as he moves along, sometimes you're just a few fights away. Sometimes you might be a couple of fights away. Sometimes it might be a situation where you grow up in one night. This fight will be televised on ESPN, and I really look forward to seeing Shakur. He's a young, bright, exciting young fighter, and he has a lot of ability. This is one of the ones that you can kind of hang your hat on, that at the end of the day, he will at least become champion, and we'll see what he does with a championship run as soon as he gets there. But I'm in no rush. I like the young talent. I like to see them develop. I like to see what he has to offer. Toka is going to bring it as best he can. He's going to offer some challenges, but I do expect Shakur, hand speed, strength, and physical prowess to be able to pull him through in this match. It may not be easy, it may not be pretty, but it's the type of fight that he needs at this current moment. As we get closer, there'll be the weigh-in on Friday, and we'll talk more about it on the Friday night chop session with STORMYBMAN. But this is STORMYBMAN. Leave comments, let me know what your thoughts are about this upcoming fight, and are you ready to see Shakur Stevens return to the ring? That's all I have for you at this time. Peace to everyone out there. Remain safe, and we'll see you soon.